those shows that are just never ending, the series that just keep on going, and even though they're a great series, you're wondering, when is it gonna end? Yeah, I've been a Netflix junkie pretty much since Netflix began. There are certain series that I just can never finish. I could start it and then it stops at a certain point, and then all of a sudden I'm just on to the next thing, and then I'm thinking in the back of my mind when I'm scrolling, oh hey, I never finished watching that show. Maybe I should. But then at the same time I'm like, where it stopped, it didn't really leave me wanting more. And then all of a sudden my brain is like, let me start from the very beginning. So I'm gonna rewatch this entire series just so I can finish the series, and then it just happens again. I stop. This video is gonna get buck wild because I finally finished at least 3 series that I've been trying to finish since the series itself ended. The first show that I want to talk about is Glee. Yes, I said it. Some of you are probably like, are you serious? You never finished that show, or why even bother finishing it? I have been a Gleek ever since it came out. I got super excited about it. It was something that I kind of grew up with in the time span of me going to high school myself. So high school drama versus musicals, and it's just, I mean, for someone who loves music, why not? I stopped, unfortunately, the season that we lost a very, very lovable character in real life. Corey Monteith, who played Finn Hudson. I know that these famous people, they aren't people that we actually know in real life, but when something tragic happens, like they've passed away for any sort of reason whatsoever, we do get really sad as if we did know them, because technically they were a part of our lives. They probably inspired us in some way. So the season that this character unfortunately passed away, they did a beautiful memorial episode for this character. It just had me in tears. After that, it just kind of drifted away to the point where I don't really want to watch the show anymore, because that was one of my favorite characters. I just wasn't feeling it anymore. So I ended up just saying goodbye to that for some time, and then 2020 struck. I started rewatching Glee just for the heck of it. I kind of wanted to feel those musical happy beats. There were some memorable episodes, and it was a great adventure to go through. Some episodes I could have done without because I was like, okay, I remember all of this, I don't really need to watch it, but I stuck it through. I watched it until the very end. The way they ended the season with the last episode, connecting everybody, doing their certain tributes to a lost member. I think they tried their hardest to complete the ending of this by, you know, showing a future of all of these characters and their happiness and their goals and what they really ultimately wanted to achieve since day one of filming. It wasn't the best kind of ending. It's kind of where you want to stop after a certain season and then maybe watch the last episode just for that closure. That's kind of how it was for me, at least. Definitely want to give a special shout out to our recent Glee loss, Naya Rivera. She unfortunately passed away this year, and this year is a crummy year. She was such a highlight in that series and so many other things. The character she played was just out of this world. I don't think anybody could have done a better job than her as Santana Lopez. I want to thank the producers and directors of Glee for giving us the show. You don't even know how good it feels to finish these series and just say goodbye, I'm done, I've completed the whole entire thing from episode 1 to episode whatever. The next series that I ended up finishing was Once Upon a Time. Yes, there it is, I said it. Oh my gosh, I ended up restarting Once Upon a Time, I'd say about the beginning of 2019. I think I had maybe 3 more seasons left to watch. All the seasons are on Netflix. That series has been in the back of my mind for the longest time. I have so many series that I have to finish, but that one, I am so glad that I did. The last season, which I surprisingly loved. I don't know if anybody else hated it, loved it. Last season of Once Upon a Time is actually about older Henry. So we're obviously done with the chapter of Emma as the savior, and little Henry, her son, is now older and has his own family. It was actually really weird at first starting out, and I'm just like, why couldn't they just end the season before? Because the last episode of season 6 was kind of an ending. It was an ending. I don't know how else anybody could say, oh, this is not an ending. It was a happy ending. Everything about it was amazing. They gave us another season 7, and when that started, all the little puzzle pieces of the rest of the series kind of fell into place in the season, and I thought that was great. That was a perfect idea. The take of Henry being older and having his own family, wanting to find his own story, was actually really, really well done. We've gotten all these new characters, all these new curses, these new problems, and one thing that I really liked, it just brought me back to season 1, where they really modernized fairy tales. Could talk about the whole series, but it's way too much, and I know that everybody here has had to have watched at least half of the series. Can we talk about how gorgeous Henry Mills is as an adult? I thought it was weird at first, but then he kind of grew on me, and then I was like, if you haven't finished Once Upon a Time, I recommend you do so. It's on Netflix. I am so grateful for these characters, these stories, and I hope that my future children will enjoy them as well. On to the third, I can't even say it. The final series that I finished on Netflix is The Walking Dead. It's not really fair. I know what you guys are gonna say. You're gonna be like, wait, but there's one more season. It's season 10 and it's not on Netflix. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, true. Okay, I didn't finish the series altogether, and that's kind of what this whole thing is about. Another series that I did finish is not on Netflix, and I want to keep it Netflix related, but I'll tell you what that series is at the very end. As for The Walking Dead, I've finished the series on Netflix, so I'm waiting for season 10 to come out. I'm really excited about it. I really hope to see some people come back that I'm wondering, I'm curious about what the hell is going on. We all know that, or at least I know my reasoning behind why I stopped, and there's only one word, and that is Glenn. Yeah. I stopped the season that we lost Glenn, like mid-season. As soon as we lost one of my favorite characters, and normally I don't do that. Like, if you lose a character in a show that you really love, I mean, come on, we've all watched Game of Thrones. We've lost plenty of people that we adore, and at the same time, there are other characters that we still adore, so we kind of push through and keep watching, and that's kind of what I did. But I did stop for quite a while because losing Glenn was just unacceptable. I'm very emotional about this series. Now, where we're at in the series is we've got a new foe, and that is Alpha, a woman covered in corpse skin. And it's just, oh my god, that was a new take, an interesting take. We have other conflicts, such as the weather, for one. Like, we're actually going through weather problems finally after God knows how many seasons. We lost more people. We lost more people. And I don't know what to do about that. I've got really high hopes for season 10. I know I shouldn't. I should leave my expectations really low. While this is a little bit of a cheat that I say that I finished the series and there's still one more season left, I technically finished the series on Netflix. So once I'm given season 10, I'm gonna do a review just for you guys on season 10 alone. I feel like I'm gonna need to talk about it. I feel like I'm gonna need to divulge and express how I feel, because if they do me wrong, the show that I did actually finish that I would have liked to talk about, but it's actually on Hulu, it's not on Netflix, is Law and Order SVU. If you guys have watched any of these series and you've actually finished it, let's chat about it in the comments down below. Which one of the ones that I've mentioned were your favorites? Which one was your least favorite? If you haven't finished any of these series, I definitely recommend doing it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are interested in seeing more videos from me. Look forward to my next video coming out very soon, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. Okay. Bye!